Did you know that George Santos currently faces 23 federal criminal counts? Did you know that Germany is doubling its Ukraine aid to €8 billion in its annual budget? Did you know that Bob Menendez was found by a Stockton poll from late last month to hold a 71% unfavorability rating? Did you know that Donald Trump leads Joe Biden in a matchup poll by CNN with 49% support compared to Biden's 45%? Did you know that Donald Trump leads Joe Biden in a Quinnipiac University poll with 48% support compared to Biden's 46%? Did you know that Donald Trump leads Joe Biden in a matchup poll by Yahoo News and YouGov with 44% support compared to Biden's 42%? Did you know that Joe Biden's disapproval rating sits at 59%, according to a global strategy group and the Financial Times poll? Did you know that Donald Trump leads Joe Biden in a matchup poll by Harvard Capps and Harris poll with 48% support compared to Biden's 41%? Did you know that Ronna McDaniel can only be ousted from her position as RNC chair if 2/3 of the 168 committee members vote to remove her? Did you know that Justin Trudeau is wanted by 57% of Canadians to resign as Prime Minister before the next election, according to an Angus Reid Institute poll? Did you know that Joe Biden is largely viewed as unfit to serve another term? A Yahoo News and YouGov poll found that 60% said Biden was not fit to serve another term. Did you know that Mike Johnson said he wholeheartedly endorses Donald Trump? Johnson said Trump's first 2 years brought about the greatest economic numbers in the history of the world. Did you know that Canada last year saw over 39,000 asylum seekers enter the nation through unofficial crossings? They primarily entered Quebec via Roxham Road. Did you know that Brian Armstrong has pledged to send $1 million to the Super PAC Fairshake? He also said the goal is for other companies to help grow its funds to $50 million. Did you know that Adam Schiff has been endorsed by 23 California House Democrats for this Senate run? There are 40 Democrats and 12 Republicans representing California in the House. Did you know that Ron DeSantis' approval rating was found by a Main Street Research and Florida Atlantic University poll to sit at 50% while his disapproval rating sat at 49%? Did you know that 14% said they were financially better off since Biden became president, according to a global strategy group and the Financial Times poll? 55% said they were worse off. Did you know that Greg Abbott endorsed Donald Trump for president? Abbott praised Trump's border policies, including Title 42, building a border wall, and ending catch-and-release practices. Did you know that Donald Trump was found by a Bloomberg and Morning Consult poll to be better trusted than Joe Biden on handling the Russia-Ukraine war with 45% support? Biden garnered 34% support. Did you know that Donald Trump leads a GOP New Hampshire primary poll by CNN with 42% support? Nikki Haley trailed with 20%. Chris Christie followed with 14%. Ron DeSantis trailed with 9%. Did you know that Mike Johnson said that the concept of separation of church and state is misunderstood? He said that the concept proposes that the government not encroach upon the church, not that it argues that faith is not to influence public life. Did you know that U.S. voters largely approve of a border wall? A Fox News poll from October found that 57% were in favor of building a border wall, including 53% of independents and 49% of Hispanics. Did you know that Donald Trump leads a GOP primary poll by Quinnipiac University with 64% support? DeSantis followed with 16%. Nikki Haley trailed with 9%. Did you know that Ron DeSantis is getting aid in Iowa? The DeSantis-aligned Super PAC Flight Right Incorporated reserved at least $540,000 worth of ads targeting the state. The ads are expected to go after Nikki Haley. Did you know that Finland is closing 4 border crossings until 18 February while having asylum applications centralized at 2 other locations? This is in response to increasing numbers of migrant crossings that Finland accuses Russia of aiding. Did you know that Vivek Ramaswamy launched a petition to oust Ronna McDaniel from her post as RNC chair? Ramaswamy cited what he called years of losing in 2018, 2020, 2022, and 2023. Did you know that the U.S. is sending a $100 million aid package to Ukraine? It includes 155mm artillery shells, Stinger anti-aircraft missiles, small arms ammunition, and Javelin and 84 launchers. Did you know that Joe Biden is widely believed to have partaken in Hunter Biden's business dealings? A Harvard Capps and Harris poll found that 60% think Biden helped and participated in Hunter Biden's business, while 40% think that is not the case. Did you know that the European Commission is sending €110 million in humanitarian aid to Ukrainians? €100 million will go to operations in Ukraine while €10 million will aid Ukrainian refugees and host communities in Moldova. Did you know that Ilhan Omar led a progressive effort to introduce a bill that would block a $320 million arms sale to Israel? It would revoke the export license of a specific type of guided bomb kit approved for sale to Israel months before the Hamas invasion. Did you know that Ron DeSantis signed several laws on Monday? One allocates $45 million for security at Jewish schools and other institutions that could be the target of hate crimes, while another increases the penalties for Florida businesses working with partners in Iran. Did you know that Nikki Haley previously said she would have social media companies reveal their algorithms if she became president? She also said everyone on social media should be verified by name to have people stand by what they say and to stop bots from Russia, China, and Iran. Did you know that Joe Biden is not wanted by Democratic voters to be unchallenged in the primaries? A Yahoo News and YouGov poll found that 54% of Democrats want to see another Democrat challenge Biden in the primary, while around 28% said they did not want to see a challenge. Did you know that Mike Johnson said he supported an impeachment inquiry into President Biden and his family's business dealings? Johnson said he received an update on the impeachment inquiry from James Comer, Jim Jordan, and Jason Smith, who chair committees overseeing an impeachment probe. Did you know that the National Republican Congressional Committee raised slightly over $5 million in October? This is less than what it raised at the same point in past off-year cycles, as it raised $10 million in October 2019 and $9.8 million in October 2021. Did you know that Joe Biden's presidency has been marked by most perceiving they are financially worse off? A global strategy group and the Financial Times poll found that 14% of respondents said they were better off financially since Biden has become president, while 55% say they are worse off. Did you know that the Biden administration imposed sanctions on 2 officers in the Russian military for involvement in human rights violations that include the alleged extrajudicial killing of unarmed Ukrainian civilians? The sanctions come in the form of visa bans that prevent the officers and their immediate families from ever entering the U.S. Did you know that the Senate Rules Committee voted 9-7 to enable the confirmation of over 350 military promotions being held up by Tommy Tuberville? It would not apply to nominees to the Joint Chiefs of Staff or commanders nominated to lead combatant commands. Passage in the committee means the resolution can reach the Senate floor, where it requires 60 votes to pass. Did you know George Santos was found by the House Ethics Committee to have committed crimes despite its report not recommending formal sanctions? The report said there was substantial evidence that Santos caused his campaign committee to file false or incomplete reports with the FEC, used campaign funds for personal purposes, engaged in fraudulent conduct, and engaged in various other offenses. Did you know that Russia is conducting hybrid warfare against Finland by enabling migrants to cross the border without proper documents? Although the numbers are low, a sharp uptick is still seen. 91 people arrived from the end of August to the most recent weekend. In comparison, on Monday, the border guard said 39 people arrived, and Finnish media reported over 50 arrived at one specific border crossing. Did you know that Canada will see the construction of a battery cell production plant in Maple Ridge, British Columbia that will produce up to 135 million batteries each year? The British Columbia government will provide up to $80 million, while $970 million are to from a combination of the federal government, E1 Mali and private sources. The federal commitment announced Tuesday is up to $204.5 million. Did you know that Mike Johnson announced a new joint fundraising committee that will be his principal fundraising apparatus to support Republicans running for House seats? Grow the Majority will allow Johnson and his political apparatus to solicit 6-figure donations from high-dollar donors and distribute those funds across the 70 committees that make up the new joint fundraising committee. Maximum contributions are capped at $850,600.